Hope so. Can you hear it better on there? I just have the camera going, not the live. How's the movement? Yes. Take two. So the first one was just for you, yeah? All right. From the praise of Folly. Encomium more. The next to be placed in the regiment of fools are such as make a trade of telling or inquiring after incredible stories of miracles and prodigies. And these absurdities do not only bring an empty pleasure and cheap diversion, but they are a good trade. So this is the great literature of small nations. And in the beginning we have, hold on, it's the great literature of small nations. Oh, Erasmus is right in the, I find it there. Erasmus. This is the great literature of small nations from the praise of Folly Encomium more. Page 326. Nice to see you. So we were just reading. We only had read about the first sentence. I'll read it again. It's a good one. It's a good one to reread in case you missed it the first time. The next to be placed in the regiment of fools are such as make a trade of telling or inquiring after incredible stories of miracles and prodigies. And these absurdities do not only bring an empty pleasure and cheap diversion, but they are a good trade, and procure a comfortable income to such priests and friars as by his craft get their gain. To these again are nearly related such others as attributed strange virtues to the shrines and images of saints and martyrs, and so would make their credulous proselytes believe that if they pay their devotion to Saint Christopher in the morning, they shall be guarded during the day, following from all dangers and misfortunes. If soldiers, when they first take arms, shall come and mumble over a set prayer before the picture of Saint Barbara, they shall return safe from their engagements. Or if anyone pray to Saint Erasmus on particular holidays with wax candles and other fopperies, he shall shortly be rewarded with plentiful increase of wealth. Yes, said the candlestick maker and sellers. And it's not to completely disregard those things, right? It seems a little misleading to say you'll be protected and not get hurt if you pray. Right? You should just want to maybe pray or have a moment of appreciation and thanks for life in general. It can be difficult to have a deep understanding with that. So when you're working with children, sometimes they may have used those things just to get them to go to bed or behave, kind of a thing. Sure. Do the right things. Right, and you want to deter children from maybe stealing or calling someone a fat cow, or telling them they're stupid, or sticking their tongue out at them. Well, to them it's okay. You stick your tongue out at them. I'll never forget. Remember when we were kids, We were in the grocery store with Mom. I was probably, maybe 12 or 13. It was me, we were with my niece. She was just a toddler, 2 or 3 maybe. We went to IGA or Hannaford in Gardner, Randolph area. And there was this little girl being pushed in a cart by her mom, and she goes, "Look, Mommy, that lady has a big booger on the side of her nose." And she pointed at my mom. Well, my mom has this big mole, we call it her witch's mole, on the side of her nose. And when that little girl did that, the woman kind of looked, and she looked almost embarrassed, and she went to walk away. My mom looked at the little girl, and she goes, and stuck her tongue out at her. I laughed so hard. I thought that was funny. I don't know what was funnier, the little girl saying that or my mom sticking her tongue out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you might want to tell your child not to do those things just to save yourself some embarrassment. God would not approve of that. Now you don't get a lollipop. Aww. God's rules. And I have to obey God too, so. Right, I mean, we can get a little carried away sometimes with, and then to say, right, you'll be protected as a soldier wherever you go. If you pray with you gotta have your candles. So they could have just been trying to sell candles or. And it's still good to have. Yeah, for sure. Right, so what's the difference if someone's saying, take a moment, just, it was good for the circulation too, opens up the breath, helps to hone in the energy. You can feel your vibrations too, it goes into energy and breath work, all these different movements. It's always different for us. I don't know if you do Reiki, you just go really slow, you can kind of feel there's tension built up, cooling, heating, tension, pause, breathe. Can feel the vibrations and the warmth. Squeeze. Right, so if you want to say to someone, take a moment. It's good just to reflect, breathe, have an appreciation for life. Just release some tension for a moment, it's good. Circulation. There's no specific. If somebody's telling you to pray to some specific God and that's going to protect you, I think that's evil. That's horrible. You're giving them a false sense of security for one. And what God? Life itself, right? Appreciation for sun, moon, water. I can move. You're alive! Ooh, baby, you're alive. Those Sesame Street Muppets. You're alive. Breathe in. Breathe out. Yup. Yup. You get what we're saying with that, though? And then people want to tell us we're evil. Don't you dare tell anyone what God to pray to, or our God's not. I wasn't saying that. It's just. They have ashes all over their face. They're trying to make it rain with some weird dance. I mean, that's all good, right? It's getting them to move around and stretch and breathe. But you should tell them that that's not really going to make it rain. Yeah, and what's his name? I know it seems like every time he dances it rains. He's just learned that when the leaves droop and the clouds look, eventually they learned, he just knows when the tides are going to go in and out. God of the ocean.
old man that just has watched for a while. I know, like we thought he just had special powers and he was actually making the tides go in and out, right, I know. He just kind of knew that was going to happen because he's been there for a while and you're just a tourist passing through. You're new here. Okay. It goes both ways, right? We go into another world and it's like, oh, that's what a voodoo doll. Oh, over here. They call it over here. Yeah, they call that foolery over here. Silly Americans. Tricks are for kids. Kahuki crisps. The next to be placed in the regiment of fools are such as make a trade of telling or inquiring after incredible stories of miracles and prodigies. It was a miracle, I know. I know, they really made it rain, didn't they? You saw it with your own eyes? And these absurdities do not only bring an empty pleasure and cheap diversion, but they are a good trade and procure a comfortable income to such priests and friars as by this craft get their gain. To these, again, are nearly related, and such others has attributes, strange virtues, to shrine and images of saints and martyrs. Why do I feel like that is just a weird flowing, doesn't make sense sentence? To these, again, are nearly related, such others has attribute, strange virtues, to the shrines and images of saints and martyrs, and so would make their credulous proselytes believe that if they pay their devotion to Saint Christopher in the morning, they shall be guarded during the day, following from all dangers and misfortunes. If soldiers, when they first take arms, shall come and mumble over a set prayer before the picture of Saint Barbara, they shall return safe from their engagements. Or if anyone pray to Saint Erasmus on particular holidays, with wax candles and other fopperies, he shall shortly be rewarded with plentiful increase and wealth. The Christians have now their gigantic St. George, just as the pagans had their Hercules. They paint the saint on horseback, and drawing the horse very gloriously accoutred. Accoutred, that's a weird word. Accoutred. Very curiously accoutred. They scarce refrain in literal sense from worshipping the very beast.